Hi, my name is Katherine. I'm the director of the Bobblehead Museum. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about how bobbleheads are made. A lot of visitors to the museum ask if we make bobbleheads here on site, and we don't, but we do design them here, and it is a lengthy process. It starts with an idea, and those come from all over the place. We might get inspired by current events or by history, memes, just some of our favorite people. The second step is research. We have to find any images that we can of the individual that we are looking to make a bobblehead of. Sometimes the selection is really limited. Last year we introduced the first ever complete bobblehead series of US presidents. Some of the research was really difficult for this, in part because many of the earliest presidents were depicted really only in one or two painted portraits. And in that situation, if we have trouble finding things or like eye color, like if you can't really tell proper eye color or hair color from the portrait, we have to read up on contemporary accounts and really hope that someone made a note of the coloring of a particular president. Then we put together a kind of preliminary rendering. We use images that we have gathered. We determine which historical information to include. We include guidance on colors, clothing, what needs to be on the base to properly represent this person. Using this, we work with an artist who creates an initial mold. Every once in a while, the mold comes back just absolutely perfect the first time, but that's kind of unusual. Most of the time, though, we have to go back and forth with the artist. If the mold just needs some tweaks, we compare the mold to the reference pictures that we've put together, and sometimes we get really, really nitpicky. We might say to the artist, oh, you need to modify the facial expression, you need to make the nose slightly pointier, the chin needs to be rounder, the eyes closer together, a thinner upper lip, something like that. Details that you have to really examine the pictures. Sometimes we ask for a lot of changes. We go back and forth. We ask for as many changes as needed to get the likeness right. And then we do the same for color, any text or design on the base. Once we're satisfied that that step is good, we've got it in the right direction, we send it to the factory. We work with a factory in China, and that's where almost all bobbleheads are made, regardless of what company is producing them. In this video, you can see a little bit of the production of our Dr. Fauci bobbleheads. We are asked a lot why we don't use any 3D printing technology to create bobbleheads. And that's something that, we think about a lot, we may choose to do in the future. But for right now, we feel that our process allows us to have a lot more involvement, control in the process. And it just leads to greater accuracy and a better likeness and detail in the end result. Last month, when I talked a little bit about how we get ideas for which bobblehead to create next, I mentioned that we have a post-it wall in the museum and visitors can leave suggestions. We often get post-it notes that just say me or my mother, saying you should make a bobblehead of me, I'm interesting. And it's very flattering, first of all, that people want to end up gracing the shelves of our museum, and think about being able to say at a party, I'm in a museum. But it's also very possible, and we can help you create a bobblehead of yourself or your cat or your boss. And we use almost the exact same process when we do that, when we make individual folks custom bobbleheads, as when we make our Dr. Fauci or our John Adams, when we produce ones that are going to be made in the thousands and sold to customers. So if you are interested in having a custom bobblehead made, you can go to our website, and there is a tab that will walk you through the whole process of making customs. As always, please leave us a comment about what you would like to learn about next. And if you have any questions about anything that I mentioned here, or how to make a custom bobblehead, or how we make bobbleheads, you can leave it in the comment section. So thank you for watching, and until next month.